We have seen people who have pushed God to an extent that God, give me marriage and I'll serve you. After marriage, they gave birth. And now when you ask them to serve God, to go to church, they'll tell you, my baby is crying. And then people say, give me job, give me work, and I will serve you. They have had jobs, they have businesses, they are now blessed with money. And then when you tell them to go to church or to pray, they say, now I have money, why should I pray? Now I have business, my business is flourishing, therefore I am busy, I want to serve clients and I don't have time for God. Other people say, God, give me power so that I will serve you. God rained power from on high and gave them power, and they are misusing the power, they are misusing the anointing. Some of them were even killed by that anointing, because when you give a blade or knife to a baby of about 9 months old, what do you expect that baby to use that knife for or the blade for? He just harm himself or herself with that blade. So there are many babies in Christianity who are just thinking that God, do this and I will do this for you, do this, and you don't know that there are certain prayer requests God will not answer, not because God is wicked, but because God will weigh the way you perceive things as a baby. It's actually different from how you perceive things when you are mature. People want to get power, anointing, so that they can lay hands, they can raise the dead, so that their voices will be rich everywhere. Who told you? Who told you? Even the people around you, you are still finding difficult. So how sure are you that when God gives you power, you can reign, you can lead? The little that He has given you, or the little that you have acquired or achieved, or you've learned from others. Use that one. Even there are certain things we inherit naturally. People are inheriting diabetes, people are inheriting hypertension, people are inheriting sickle cell diseases from parents, from relatives. Why? Because it is a genetic disease. Now we only concentrate on that one, and we are just going to the hospital. We are finding ways and means to overcome them. But we have forgotten. When men of God or Christians say, people think that it is wrong or we are too spiritual, we are lying. But you go to the hospital, they will tell you that this thing is a genetic disease. They ask you, who have gotten this disease before? Give me history of that disease in your family. Then they begin, my father had this, my mother had this, my brother had this. The same way, there are some spiritual hindrances. There are some spiritual inheritance. We have inherited from our fathers. We have inherited from our mothers. There are certain things. Sometimes you see as a baby or a child of 2 years, but the spirit of anger, the way they can frown their faces, and they can show you how wicked they want to show you. Just a small child, 2 years. Why? Because he inherited it from the mother. There are certain people, they have inherited certain spiritual diseases, as we are inheriting physical things. Sometimes your father is rich, you grow up and naturally you become rich. That one you wanted. Sometimes your mother is beautiful. Because you are coming from that one, you naturally become beautiful. Sometimes your parents they are wealthy, they are well-to-do people in the family, so you also grow up, whether you work hard, you don't work hard, naturally you just become wealthy. Well, that one you are happy, you are enjoying it. There are certain foolishness, there are certain diseases, there are certain lust and desires of the world that we have also inherited from our mothers and our fathers. Sometimes you just see a handsome guy, beautiful lady stealing, and you are surprised. Meanwhile, they have everything, but he can't stop still. The harm is causing harm. You see somebody, the family have provided everything, Somebody maybe is a Christian, the father is very powerful, he's very spiritual, but he's dealing with fornication, he's dealing with lust, he's dealing with bad dreams, having dreams, sexual dreams, have eaten in the dream, and then you just plain lie to it. By the time you realize you are doing those things physically. It's not that we are talking too much, but I want to tell you the reality. As you are inheriting monies, riches from your wealthy family, and then as you are inheriting certain physical diseases, diabetes, hypertension, anemia, and some other diseases, the same thing spiritually, we are inheriting some negativity, some anger, some lust, some evil desire, some witchcraft spirit, the spirit of hatred, the spirit of jealousy. There are many things we inherit. And after that, in the spiritual realms, there are many things we inherit. And if you don't rise to prayer, it takes only prayer. It is only prayer. Yeah? We can show you direction. Go and use oil. We have poured oil. And you are still like that. So now you want us to pour fried oil so that you burn. People have shown direction, do this direction, it will go, do this direction. Directions are good. They are only to cut short the journey. But prayer is good just to keep you for about 20 years to come to fight that generational curse. So it takes only the root of prayer that you can use to change the DNA of your family. The DNA of negativity, the DNA of curses. It takes only prayer to pull down curse. You can do directions. There are many directions. Fine, you can do directions, and then those curses will go. But maybe you, the one who did those directions, maybe your sons and daughters might not do. So it takes only prayer to break the boundaries, to break the chains, to recreate the story of your family. And I am coming out. I am not blaming my father from where I am coming from, and I'm not blaming the government because the government system is corrupt. I am not blaming my pastor because the church is weak, the church is down. I am not blaming the Paul, Peter, and the rest because they started some foundation and now something. I am not blaming anybody in ministry, in life, in education, because I left my father's house and I was rejected. I went into the church thinking that there would be a way out. I entered the church. People were running away. People were chasing you away. So you must fight it for yourself. Then I entered into the field of education, into the classroom. I saw that people are running away. What do? I went to the farm. I saw the same thing. So I realized that the only way to be a better person for somebody to benefit from you, it is not only your wife. Some people are just planning that when I marry my wife and my children, that's all. But we are not just confined to wives and children. We are confined to nations. We are confined to kingdoms. We are confined to generations. And therefore, we are not limited to our wives and family. We are not limited to our classrooms. We are not limited to our friends. And therefore, we must break boundaries. There are people carrying some loads for about 30 years, 40 years, generational loads, and they are coming to you. So it takes only prayer. Let us connect to prayer. Let us burn with fire. The power of God raining down fire. When men of God pray, when the disciples of Christ cry unto the Lord, when we arise unto prayer, that is nothing that can pull us down. There is a fire that can only be pulled down. There is a trap and a rope that can only be pulled down through prayer. Let men arise to prayer. Let the generation that are cold, the generation that are sleeping, arise in the night unto prayer. Let us now stop the food, stop the sleep, stop the listening, stop the excuses, and arise as youth. Because when you marry, you'll be weak. When you are too satisfied, you'll be weak. When you are too blessed with money, finances, you relax and you'll be weak. When you are too comfortable in your air-conditioned room, you'll be weak. But when I saw that the woman traveled and they came forth with a child, We are traveling, and we will surely come forth with children. We are coming forth with generation, and the Lord will help us. The Lord will help us.